Hello everyone. My name is Ruslan, and I'm currently a student at the New Media at the TMU. And so what I'm about to showcase is a video game that I made using P5 and a p5.play. Show me your hands if you guys ever used this library called p5.play. You only? At least one man understands it all. Okay, so quick description. p5.play is basically p5 and a JavaScript library that basically gives you tools to actually make your own video game. And I'm about to show you a video game that I made. It's called A Tiny Dust Night. Is it it? Yeah, awesome. So this is a game about like a knight getting trapped into an alternative dimension where he gets very tiny and he has to fight off some dust bunnies. So let's begin. Controls are WASD, shift for a dodge roll or like for just like a dash, and a right-click mouse is to attack. So let's get going. Voila. So yeah, this game is a little bit short, but it was done for a final assignment to showcase our understanding of p5play. And so one of those things that I really like about this p5 library is that it's quite easy to learn and easy to understand. So the way it works is that instead of like regular objects and shapes in p5, it uses the sprites. So you just establish the sprites, and you can also establish animations through the use of the arrays and objects, and so it also uses different like ways to kind of generate the canvas and the game space. It's like new canvas and whatever the resolution you're set up to be, and then you start building up the whole game around, like with the sprites. This library also includes Box 2D, which is basically a physics like a simulation. Basically, you can basically make like your own like little physics simulation stuff, or you can manipulate it around the gravity, or you can make your own platformers, or clone of like Angry Birds. And yeah, so recently I've also been working on this another version of my game that is also a tiny dust night. But what I did is that I added some sound effects. Oh, by the way, quick question: does it have like the sound in projector, or is it?
I'm not sure.
Yeah, I don't think it does.
Okay, let's just try then. Let's see if it's gonna work. It's gonna load up. Oh, it does. Yeah. So in a new version, I added a functionality, not only just sounds, just like with the swords and other cool things. I also added this targeting system that it took me a while to figure out, but I'm so satisfied. So as you can see here, this red circle is target, where you basically like aiming your mouse at. So it basically tracks down the mouse and it does. Yeah, if you guys recognize the sound, then I applaud you. So yeah, as you guys can seen, is that I added this functionality with like a targeting with like a red dot around the knight that basically tracks the mouse, and honestly it took me a while to figure out. But like what I figured out recently is that apparently p5 really likes to go into like a negative values of the rotation. So the way I did is that I gave an offset to the new sprite, and it doesn't collide with anything, and so it's like tracks down the movement of my mouse just like all around the screen. And so when I click, it generates a hitbox next to the knight. So it's like a up, down, a left, and down. So up, down, left, right. Yeah, and yeah, that's pretty much it. So again, I think if you guys really wanted to kind of learn how to make games and get to make your own video games in the future, or you want to prototype some game mechanics ideas, I wholeheartedly recommend you to use p5play, because p5play is just nice and simple, and it's kind of like similar to like a basic like a coding language basically, and you can just able to create your own little games, and you can just like test out some stuff and see if it's gonna work, because there are other like big game engines you can use, like Unreal, Unity, sometimes Godot, but p5play is just, it has like a nice niche to it, where you can just like make a small little video game experiments and just like test out your mechanics, and you can just like share it with your friends and be like, what do you think about it? And it's like, oh, I don't like this game mechanic, and it's like, oh, screw you, you're not my friend anymore. But yeah, again, p5play, pretty awesome. Oh, and you should definitely support p5play organization through their Patreon, and basically they're really cool guys, and they worked really hard on it, and if you ever are a teacher at the your own place, or if you really get really passionate for developing those little games for the p5play, then please support their Patreon. That would be really appreciated for them. Not for me, I don't care, I don't have a Patreon, so, but yeah, thank you very much. Yeah, any questions?
Yeah, I'm a bit curious about the sprites. So does it have you use like a sprite sheet and
Yeah.
goes through animations?
Yeah, so it's basically, you guys able to see it?
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. So yeah, so it uses this function called new sprite, and then after that I go into like sprite sheet. And it's also like loads out the night sprite, so it goes over here. Yeah, and so I loaded up just a really big file.
Yeah.
Well, not a really big file, but it's like a PNG file of the night that I got from the itch.io. And so it's basically kind of separates this whole image into a grid, and so you're just like telling it like, okay, so in this row and for these amount of frames, it's got to be an idle animation, and so idle is becoming an animation for the night. There's also run right, run up, run left, run down, dash, die, hurt, attack, all the attack animations, and also stand up, right, and left, down, and other many different directions. But I didn't use them in my development because I decided it's maybe not going to be useful, so I must just ended up using just the idle animation. So that's how it works. Any other questions?
And does p5play have additional functionality for keyboard and mouse interactions?
Oh yeah,
in it?
it has. So basically, it has also this like a very shortened way to how to write out the keyboard commands. So it's like I created this like a if statement tree. So it's like a keyboard pressing D, and it's it's animation name dash. Yeah, over there. Okay, so my professor at my course at TMU, David Bouchard, I hope you guys have maybe heard of him, if not, he helped me out to set up the system of dash. So it's basically he manipulates around the speed of how the night goes around. So the default is basically 1.5, but if I press the shift, then it's going to enable the dash animation right here, and it's going to enable like double the amount of the speed. But yeah, so yeah, keyboard commands, pressing, releases the press. So it has all the necessary documentation in their website. However, you maybe want to make an account with them. It's kind of help them to support them and to kind of help out the creator to let them know this. Hey, this project is live, thriving. Keep continuing the development. Yeah, so they have documentation in p5play website. Someone had the question. Yeah.
I was just curious if you have any plans to invite friends to this, like a multiplayer game.
I think it's okay. So I usually sometimes hang out a little bit on the Discord in their Discord server for p5play. They're still kind of working on a multiplayer version of the p5, but I think they're still kind of figuring out how to make it to work. But I think if you join their Discord server, you may be also able to see their current development in like online multiplayer. But so far, I'm not really focused on multiplayer as myself. I mostly want to make single player game experiences and just game mechanics in general.
in case you're interested, while they're working on it, there's like some other libraries that you might check out if you wanted to do something like that.
Yeah.
So there's one called p5.play, which is like a layer on top of like WebSocket stuff. And I think Open Processing has a socket server running. So it's like if you use the Open Processing editor, which is like really similar to the P5 web editor, then you can like tap into their socket server and have that just like send data back and forth from anyone else who's on the same sketch. So you could like maybe use that. You'd probably be doing like a lot of the like data transfer yourself because it's like pretty like agnostic of what you do with the sockets, but
Cool.
Are those free?
Yeah, it's free. So you basically load it up in.
Really?
Yeah, you're basically able to load it up in your. I think it's an HTML document, but I think in the website itself it's going to show you how to properly get the p5 play going in your p5 sketch.
So I'm talking about the sockets.
Hmm?
I'm talking about this. No worries, bro.
Oh, okay, never mind. Sorry.
No worries.
Okay, I guess there's no questions. So thank you very much for your attention.